Hey, you all. So, just wanted to bring you another tip, some more information in regards to your fitness success. Um, Oftentimes, when we're excited about getting, moving or starting a new program or anything for that matter that we know that we need to do, we really want to jump into it. We want to just kind of put everything that we have into it at the beginning to maybe sometimes really maybe we think it's going to give us a push or move us forward. I wanted to give you this tip in regards to doing that because when you start, you want to make sure that you get the most out of whatever it is that you do. And so anything that's going to be counterproductive or that's going to take you in the opposite direction can be really frustrating. So I wanted to talk to you about just the beginning, like when you're getting started in the beginning. I want to make sure that you understand that recovery is so important. Water, getting enough hydration, getting in the right nutrients, and getting enough rest. And I want to really emphasize rest because you see, when we sleep, our body is repairing everything. Like our brain is repairing itself. It's going through recovery. Like it's completely healing itself. The nerves, they're healing as well, and so we're able to make those mind-body connections that we need to as far as function and communication and our systems functioning better. That has a lot to do with our nerves, our digestive system working. And if we don't have the rest, then our body is not recovering. And so rest is so important in when it comes to recovery. So if you, for example, you say, well, I'm going to start exercising. You look at your schedule, like, where am I going to start exercising? Sometimes we'll just say, well, I'm just going to do it early in the morning. So I'll get up 2 hours early or whatever it might be. But then we're not replacing that rest that we need. And that's counterproductive because whenever we take something away from our body, we have to make sure that we're putting something back. We can't just take something away, meaning every time we speak, every time we think, every time we perform an activity, especially when it's an activity we haven't been performing for a while or we've never performed before, then our body is searching for those nutrients for it to heal and it's not there. And so what can happen in the beginning is that you might feel worse instead of feeling better. And that has to do with what I'm speaking with you about now, your recovery. If you're not hydrated enough, you will feel worse. You can have many side effects, negative side effects from that, not having the right amount of recovery. So make sure that you have these things in place um, in order to start to implement it and make those adjustments. As well, and in addition, you want to make sure that you're going at the proper pace. So jumping into something that's intense to you, intense for you could be walking around the block. Intense for you could be taking, a jog down the street and back. So you have to be able to gauge what your body's capable of doing. And when I say capable of doing, I'm not talking about what it's able to do functionally, because many times we can do things functionally that our body isn't ready to help us to recover from. So when you haven't done it in a while, it's been some time, then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're going at a slower pace just so that you can gauge how your body responds. So your body needs to respond to the physical activity. You need to be able to see how your body responds from that, and you need to be able to see how your body responds in regards to the nutrients that you give it. So if you take something out, well, you have to replace it with another form of energy or recovery, which is what food is supposed to be for. Sometimes we want to take out the things or snatch the things out that we know are bad, which is good. If you want to snatch out sugar, I support you in that. That is a great idea. However, that sugar was supplying you with something. It was giving you something. So you have to resupply it and replace it with something that's better. So that's important. You have new foods that you might take in. Well, your digestive system might need, some time to be able to actually learn how to absorb those foods into your small intestine. Otherwise, you're not going to get the nutrients that you need from it. So that's another aspect that's really, really important. The other thing is when you initially start, your body needs to be able to read what's going on. And so you might change a certain thing, but you don't know or realize that, okay, in the beginning, this negative response is from me doing something positive. So you have to be able to, to gauge that. So be mindful. You need to get the proper recovery. Take your time stepping into an exercise routine. Definitely get started. Do something, do some sort of a movement that you can do, even if it's just 30 minutes of walking every day and stretching. Everybody can stretch, but make sure that you're then making adjustments with your nutrition, because when we move more, our body circulates the blood, and that's great. We need the nutrients that are circulating through the blood, the oxygen. However, that's how we get our recovery as well. But if you're just circulating the same foods that you've been eating, then that's going to cause you to what? You're just circulating garbage. And so sometimes you'll feel worse because your body is circulating chemicals, the same food that you've been eating. So make sure you get started, get going. Don't procrastinate in getting moving, but start with something a little bit, maybe a little bit lower than what you think that you're capable of, than you feel that you're capable of doing physically. But do that in the beginning and then adjust the nutrition, put in more organic whole greens. That's going to be at the top of the list. I mean, you want to feel better, I'm telling you, whole food organic greens are going to help that healing process, and you're going to feel so much better. But you need to see how your body responds to it. So maybe it'll change the way that you digest, and the amount of the way that you urinate or defecate. You need to be able to realize that so you can make the proper adjustments. Well, I'm having more bowel movements, so let me make sure that I'm adjusting my schedule or in relation to that. So that is going to be really important in the beginning. So get moving, take your time, but make sure you're getting in that filtered water, great water. Make sure that you're getting in enough rest. Staying up late at night, doing things that are just causing your brain to be even more stimulated, I'm telling you, you'll never get to sleep. Find a way to calm yourself down, to calm your mind. Be aware of the things that cause you to be anxious. If you're complaining throughout the day and everything is irritating you, well, there's something going on that needs to be taken care of on the inside of you. So acknowledge those things, because if you add more stressors onto it in the form of something that should be good, exercising good, you're just still adding, you're adding another takeaway, and your body is going to negatively respond. So get in that recovery, keep moving forward, stay encouraged, and I'll talk to you later.